guys, Matt, Mid-10 Geek, and I got a special guest, my friend, mentor, the one and only, the legacy of nerd. Daniel, thanks for staying up with us late and talking with us for a minute.
I appreciate it, Maddie. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me.
I actually forgot I invited you. You reminded me the other day, and you told me.
I know.
Trying to set something up.
I've been really bad about. I'm trying to make more time for my friends. So this is definitely me making more time, and especially like you're the first person I've collaborated with in like months and months and months. So it's been a while.
Aside from Countdown to the Geeks.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't even really been on any of their stuff probably in a couple months either. So I've been kind of just focusing on the legacy of nerd for a long while.
Gotcha. Well, as we were talking, pre-show, that we're just going to have a general conversation, because this was my thought when I first created the channel, was bringing people on and just having conversations about fandoms. You and I share a love of Power Rangers, so let's talk Power Rangers. And, eventually down the line, people love Transformers, G.I. Joes, Star Wars, bring them on, let's talk.
Heck yeah. I don't know anything about Transformers. That is something that is like I've always wanted to get into, but I feel like it's so deep. I'm like, it's scary.
I can talk Beast Wars, but after that, I'm lost.
I can do Beast Wars. I remember Beast Machines really well, like that second season.
Yes.
That's the one I can remember very vividly.
Gotcha. Yep.
Oh, what's up, man?
I was getting a little hot. I wear the shirt proudly. It's actually really comfortable.
I appreciate it, man. I wanna go. Should I do the black shirt again? Maybe I should do the black shirt again. We'll see.
I like it. How's the gray shirt sound?
I like the gray shirt because it's just as soft, but that new material doesn't shrink as easy as that one does. So yeah, but it's a little bit more pricier, which I understand. But I don't know. We'll see. I got to do a version 3 coming up here soon, or I guess technically version 4. So I had a version 1 that I created, but I never released it to anyone.
Oh, interesting. Just like your Legacy Nerd hat back in the day.
Yeah, that. So my lady actually made that with her Cricut. Yeah, so yeah, I could never.
My wife has one of those.
I am really bad about doing my hair. Like I'll just throw on a hat all the time. So I've been making more of an effort lately to do my hair. So someday I'll get a nicely embroidered hat, but that's the one. She made it for me. So just kind of like
it works.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking back through your original videos, trying to think of conversation topics from the day, and I was like, oh my god, I totally forgot about that hat.
Yeah,
because you haven't actually worn it in a while.
It's over there. It's buried under stuff. Honestly, it's buried under my work stuff. So.
Gotcha. Well, just a couple of things I kind of jotted up as questions. Your first video was posted January 21. If I was looking at that correctly. So you're coming up on almost 3 years of the channel.
Yeah, I mean, even that first video wasn't the Legacy of Nerd wasn't like a thing yet. So that first video was me. So the video I wanted to do forever was the hydrogen peroxide on toys video. But before I did that, I wanted to see like how YouTube worked and all that stuff. So I threw up. I think it's the Dino Fury Morpher video, the first review.
The tubes.
Yep. So that's the first video I ever did, and I think I did months later. I did the hydrogen peroxide video, which was maybe the second. But Legacy of Nerd wasn't a thing. I mean, I've been on YouTube for, I guess, like you said, like 3 years, but Legacy of Nerd wasn't a thing until like May of 2022. Like that's when I said, like, I have a channel. I'm gonna do more than just post a couple of videos every couple of months. That's May 2022 is when I really decided like I was going to go all in on YouTube.
Gotcha. And it's paid off. I mean, I think I looked earlier at 3.25 thousand subscribers now.
It's been weird. Like it's been, sometimes I want to brag sometimes, like, and I want to, I got to 3,000 and it's because I have friends that are YouTubers as well. And I don't want to like make them feel bad or seem like I'm rubbing it in people's face or something like that. So what I do on Instagram is I record, you know, like, okay, I hit this subscriber. That way I can go back and look like, yeah, I hit it that day. Because when you, like, if you know, like YouTube Studio and like where we can check our stuff, it doesn't really
Yeah.
like have those dates where like you did everything exactly, you know? So that's kind of what I use on Instagram. But yeah, it's been really crazy. It's been, I'm astounded of how like the community has embraced me, and the YouTube
Mm-hmm.
community, the Power Rangers community, and the it just feels like we're kind of been making our own community lately. Like me, you, some of the other people that you know message me and frequent the Legacy of Nerd. Like it feels like really like we kind of have a small town going on if we filled all the people right,
Right.
which it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool lately.
And it's good to have that support too.
Yes, I mean it's really good, and I get like maybe every so often I get a comment was just like like saying like they're happy that they found me, and that they really enjoy my stuff, and really like stuff like that is just it makes me feel so good. It makes it feel worth it, even if it's just that one comment every other now and then saying that like it feels good. And just how far along the channel has come, and like my life has completely changed in the last year. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just me always looking from the outside in, and I'm starting to like you know walk in a couple of doors, which is really cool. It's and having these opportunities I never dreamt I would have had, which is really cool.
Oh yeah, for sure. And as a friend, I support and encourage and celebrate with you when that happens. Because
Maddie,
not even
you're my number one, man. You're like
no, no.
yeah.
Wanda is.
Okay, you're one of my number ones. But like, you know, Matt, for anyone that don't know, like Matty is just like he helps a lot. He throws ideas my way. He supports me. He gives me encouragement. Like without people like you, there's no way I would have the balls to do any of this stuff that I do. So thank you.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that, but I thank you because I reached out to you, like you said, just a random person messaged you, said, "Hey, enjoying the contact," and then one conversation led to another. I showed
Yeah.
kind of interest in learning about YouTube, and you helped guide me to this point of just doing stuff for free that I never knew I could do. Because I never know the first thing about YouTube when I started. Never
Yeah.
even really watched you. I never even watched YouTubers, and then I
Really.
started learning more and watching more and learning more. And it's kind of cool, and I just appreciate you're always been so kind, and I think you're like this with everybody that approaches you in that manner of they're wanting to learn. You're you know kindly giving your advice, with nothing expecting in return other than just to support them and help them grow. I mean, you've been supporting me in my journey and just helping me grow a little bit.
I mean,
So I
like
appreciate that.
it's beneficial, obviously. Like, the more people that talk about a topic, the more,
Hmm.
it's awesome, and as far as helping you and stuff, like you don't need a lot. Like you've been wanting to do this. So like, you just kind of ask me like here, like kind of little detail questions, like how do you do that? How do you do that? And it's really like for people that know me and like like I record on my phone. Like, I do my live
Hmm.
streams on my laptop. I don't have any like super fancy equipment. I have a light right here that I bought at Costco that I saw that I was like, oh, that's really cool. That could be a good light. And then I have this mic, which General Kenobi's Bunker found on discount for like $10 that I traded him a figure for. And like just my regular headphones. Like, I got a stand. So like literally all my equipment, I've probably spent less than $100 on all my equipment minus my phone. So,
Right.
it's not a hard thing to do. It's I think the hard thing to do is to find your voice.
Hmm.
Is to find your stride. And even now, like I struggle. Like I struggle, and I have. I think you may have seen some like edits and stuff like that where I do multiple takes, like, and
Hmm.
I fumble through my words and I edit, just to make it sound like better. But most of the time, like I get anxious still when I record videos. I try to do
Oh,
it. I try to do it in one cut if I can, and I can do it more often now than I used to do. But I still struggle, to find my voice too. And um, I think as far as trying to encourage people is just like everybody. When I started YouTube, and I like was asking around. Like I was asking the same questions that you have asked, or anybody that asked, like, what do you guys do? Like, how do you guys edit? What are you guys doing? And so, and I just want to pass that along because like I got a lot of help at first too. So, and it's just as far as like people like messaging me, like I've always been cool about people messaging me. Like I'll talk to you about Power Rangers and Marvel, DC all day, whatever you want to talk about. We're cool. I have to screen them a little bit more now just because I get so much, a lot of spam now, which is annoying. But, I try to make sure I'm messaging real people and not bots or scammers or stuff like that. But, yeah, I'm totally cool with people messaging me. And I don't know, I guess just the way I am. I've never really thought about that until you just kind of said that. Like, I'm totally willing to talk to people. It's totally cool.
Excuse me. Oh yeah, I mean that's good quality. I mean, 'cause I'm anti-social, so I'll be like, why are you messaging me? Which I don't get that at this level, but
yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever. It's weird because I don't even think I'm really that extroverted. I don't think I'm introverted. I'm probably somewhere in the middle. You know what I mean? But I don't think I'm so. I've never really been out there. In my personal life, I think we all have like kind of our YouTube voice and our YouTube personality. And I feel like I'm using it less lately, like especially like the last couple of months. Like it's just I'm watching my videos sometimes, which like I've never really understood the word cringy until I watch my own videos, like watch myself on my own video. But like I feel like I'm talking more now instead of going like, hey, this is the legacy of nerd. You know what I mean? Like that whole thing. But yeah, I it's really interesting to see, and to find your voice for sure.
well, yeah, I mean it develops over time. Things change, so I mean,
Oh yeah.
I was again, I was like I said, I was skimming through those older videos, and like the second video of the oxide, which is one of the ones I commented on when I first found you.
No, okay.
You had the whole intro of turning your camera on the shelves without the lights. I was like,
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that.
I forgot about that too. I didn't think about that in a long time. That's crazy. When my actually had my collection the way I kind of wanted it, which is it's still a mess right now. Someday I'll get it. I made a step today to get this room more the way I wanted it. So we'll see how it goes.
Well, the collection's ever grown, so the room always changes.
Oh my god, the collection has grown so much. It's out of control. I feel like a hoarder. But like it's just like, I keep this nice behind me. A camera view is nice, but below this shelf is just mess, right? I think even below this on my clear case right here, the last shelf is a mess, and then my hallway is just shipping boxes and stuff I found at Ross in the last 3 weeks, which has been ridiculous. And yeah.
Yeah, this is a shared office space, so I have to keep mine to a minimum. You can see these are just my side stuff I keep up here.
Nice.
That she
I like
allows
that.
me to have.
I kind of have that space too on top of my closet, and I'm thinking about using it too. I don't know what for though. We'll see.
Shelves.
I was that
Shelves.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I really need to get to IKEA because IKEA has the floating shelves that can fit the helmets. That's been the thing when I've been looking for shelves is could they fit the base and the circumference of the helmet? And that's I know we're talking about boring shelves now, but still, like it's a whole thing to it. Like you got to make sure it's right. Like you got to if you're gonna buy it, you got to make sure everything's gonna fit that you want to put on it. So.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't have an IKEA. It's like 4 hours away from the nearest one. So.
Oh my god! Yeah, when they built IKEA here, like it's an event. Oh my god.
Yeah, so we just some of your old videos, like tour reviews. You mentioned the sun damage thing, loose joints.
Oh yeah,
the loose joints one. The ones I like the most, and I actually several months ago went through and watched all the older ones, the toy hunts and the unboxings. Do you miss doing that stuff? I mean, you've kind of not been able to do that here for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of things that affected me doing the toy hunts. Like, I think the first thing that affected the toy hunt was like I can't afford it like I used to. You know what I mean? So, it's with the inflation prices of everything going up and the price hikes. It's not it's
and a
not
child.
sustainable. Like it's not like I can't be doing that. Like I have a whole like mountain of GI Joe here, and because I like the GI Joe figures. At least I like the ones that had the windows, you know. But you know, I still have a bunch of Marvel Legends in my closet. I still have a bunch of DC Multiverse. I have a couple of Star Wars and a couple of Spider-Man, but that I kind of keep it real limited now as to what I buy. So the toy hunts don't really, you know, it wouldn't be that interesting. You know what I mean? So
Right. Okay.
what I've been doing a lot is like I put things in my lists on Amazon, like you know, my watching list. And when like today I ordered the Minotaur, or yesterday I ordered the Minotaur. It got down to $20. That's like $15 off, man. Like that's a $35 figure. So I've been waiting for that one to go down because I'm missing the Minotaur, you know, and there's a couple others that I've been waiting to go on discount or clearance just because that's just the nature of toy hunting right now. It seems like everybody's just, you know, we see it on the shelves at Target and we're like, I'll wait till that gets clearance, you know, like as far as not doing the toy hunts also is that I wasn't enjoying it anymore. Like I think I was bored of going to the fifth Walmart and seeing the same thing, you know, and I just wasn't having fun with it anymore. And what I did have fun was when I was going to these Ross's toy hunting for these figures, you know, that I've been picking up. I had fun. And then I think it was you or maybe somebody else said, did you record them? And I was like, oh crap, I should have recorded them. Like, you know what I mean? Because I was having fun again, you know, looking for that stuff. It's been really hard not to buy Power Ranger stuff at Ross right now because $6 for a Lightning Collection figure is just like, I'll do that all day. So I have too many of doubles and triples right now because I can't pass up $6.
Yeah, I think all the Rosses have all the same ones because I've seen the same ones at mine here that everybody's been getting. I was like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
Just give it away.
My big thing was the Lost Galaxy Green. I found it though. Like that was my thing.
Did you not have one?
No, I didn't. And I found two that the box was messed up. So I went ahead and bought them so I had it. And then I went to another store and this one's clean. Like this one looks good, you know? Box looks good. Yeah, $5.99 right there. Yeah.
It makes me mad because my Walmart that finally has gotten that wave in a few months ago, it was like $27.99. So I, of course, I've seen it first thing new in months at that Walmart, so I bought it. But now I see it for $6. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Which is, you know, I really understand that, and I would have bought it too because there are Walmarts that are just straight up not carrying Power Rangers. Like I've seen it, right? So if you have a Walmart and that's been dry for the longest time, like I would have totally done that too. So yeah, don't feel bad about that because that just means that, you know, distribution in your area is weird. So like it's unpredictable.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, if it's unpredictable, you just get what you can when you can, for sure.
Then it wasn't like a month and a half later, the wave with Lost Galaxy Pink and Black Dinosaur, they came out. I was like,
yeah,
really? I was dry for 6 months and all of a sudden you start throwing them both out?
Yeah, that's your something's up with your distribution in your area. I'll tell you that right now. I've seen Lost Galaxy Pink. I need to make sure I keep an eye on that too because I'm still missing that one also. There's actually a bunch I'm missing so far.
Really?
Yeah. I was looking at a list lately. So I was missing the Lost Galaxy Blue. I held off on Pudgy Pig for like the longest time. You see it behind me? Because I refused to get it because I had the yellow one. The special one that they did that was crap. And so I refused to get this second one, but I found that one at Ross like weeks ago for $6. So I was like, I'll take it. But I was missing that one for the longest time. I still don't have the Time Force Blue and the Cycle. I still don't have it. Trying to think what else I don't have. I don't have Dino Fury Blue. I don't have Lost Galaxy Pink. I don't have Lost Galaxy Yellow. I don't have SPD Yellow.
Do you get RPM Yellow?
I don't have RPM Yellow. I don't have Lightspeed Blue. I do have Mesogog. I do have Dino Thunder Black. So I think
better have Dino Thunder Black.
For real. I do have red turbo, so although my red turbo's box is kind of jacked up, so but it's whatever. It doesn't have a window anyways. But yeah, there's a couple I'm missing for sure. I guess I could, yeah. I'll get them on clearance eventually.
Actually, probably one of the bigger ones that I can't find, still can't. It's hard to find even on the internet. Is the SVD Omega Ranger.
Yeah, that was Amazon exclusive. That was one was weird because I remember that one was on Amazon forever and just one day was gone. Like,
really?
Yeah, I don't remember that selling out. Like, I really don't. It just, I guess one day they just ran out and that was it. Mine is, I think it's hidden. Well, no, it shouldn't be hidden. I think my head is maybe no. It's somewhere
You're
behind
good.
him. Yeah, it might be
I
behind
believe
the
it's in the
Rita.
file somewhere. It's in the file
Where is
somewhere.
my S? Maybe I put it in the shelf. I have this whole. I did this mess right here, which was not a good idea. So it might be in there too.
I got you.
I don't think I'm missing any Megazords. I think I got them all the Megazords now too. We'll see.
I did have the black and gold, so I traded for one I sent you the other day. But
yeah, you had asked me if you thought that was a good trade or not, and I was just like, I don't know. Like, it's just your call. But if you're happy, then that's all that matters. Like,
I am. I bought that on a whim for somebody else, and it didn't work out. But
yeah,
and I've been watching the market. Nobody's buying them. I mean, nobody's going to buy it. I paid it for my cost for months, and nobody's buying it. So I was like, well, trade it for something I really want, which was that clean zero Zord.
yeah, I would have taken that too. I think I would have done it too, for sure. It just, I mean, I have them, but to have them in box like that, and the box looks good too. Like, yeah, that looks good.
I never had that one. I always had the Super Zero Zord, but I never had that one. So that was always the ones that was really nice. I always wanted and never could get one. So I was proud to found that one.
The Zeozords have all these little pieces to them too. Like, you have to, if you don't have them all, it's a pain to find them all too. Super annoying.
Oh yeah, most swords.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know if we want to talk about this or not, but we are coming up on the anniversary of JDF's passing.
Mm-hmm.
How's the family doing? I know you've talked with them here recently with Jenna and Tammy. Are they doing better? Because
I think,
as losing my father, Pizza Girl, I get it. So, but her being a celebrity father, it's probably more impactful.
I think they're both. I think they have their bad days, and they have their good days. When I talked to Tammy, she seemed like she was like a little bit better than what we had been seeing, like on Instagram and stuff like that, because we've been seeing her grieve for a while and her real stories, her posts and stuff like that. Because that was the first time I met Tammy in person. Jenna, when I think she's like embraced like how wonderful her dad was, you know what I mean? And so like when she hears the stories from people and stuff like that, like it fuels her, like it fills her, you know what I mean? So I think she probably struggles like any other, like, when a day probably comes on, and I'm sure like, the anniversary is going to affect her as well. Christmas is probably going to affect her. I can see that, but I think from what I've seen, they're healing. It's going to take time. Like, Jenna was very, very, very close to her dad, and, and Tammy, obviously, that was, they were having issues going on, but, they still very much were, they love each other. So I think it seems like they're doing better than obviously a year ago. So it's just going to take time.
Exactly. I mean, they say time heals all wounds, but the hurt's always there.
The hurt's always there. But like, I heard someone say recently, I think it was like Andrew Garfield, you're like, when you feel that hurt, that means you feel that love. You know what I mean? So, it's almost like a good thing, because then, like there was so much love there. If that hurts. So, and I think that's a good way to put it.
Gotcha. Have you ever met Jason or Frank?
Yeah, I met him one time. It was very brief. I was starstruck and talked about dumb stuff that, just like, it's totally tongue-tied talking to him, but he was really super nice. He took his time with me to talk, and it was really cool.
Yeah, that's one of those things I missed out on because I didn't start going learning about Comic Cons and all that until this year. So
Yeah,
I missed out on. But his passing kind of fueled me to get out there and finally start, living some dreams.
that's probably the thing that I hear the most lately is his passing is making people realize, and not just Power Rangers, but like in other fandom communities as well, is like, I've always said I wanted to go meet these people, but I was like, I'm not going to do it, or that's not really my thing. And now I hear more people saying like, oh, I didn't get to meet Jason, so I want to make sure I get to meet the people that I do want to meet if I have the opportunity. It's probably the number one thing I hear at cons.
Interesting. So, I mean, it is a fair community.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the only other pre-question I kind of had, and kind of ran out of time today. Uh, well, I think you already kind of touched on it. You like G.I. Joes, you like Marvels. What I mean, I know obviously Power Rangers by your background, but what other ones are you kind of? Is there anyone equal level of that or close to it as far as fan love?
I don't know equal level because like I spent a lot of money on Power Rangers, and I think
I understand.
yeah. So there's I'm very very knowledgeable in other things like I grew up reading Marvel and DC, so it's really not a thing from my dad. Actually, it's from my uncle. So my uncle used to take care of me in my summers, and he's like 10 years older than me. So when I was like 5, he was 15. So he was a teenager.
Okay.
And so he used to take care of me every summer and or a lot of summers. And so I remember we used to go get a frozen pizza, and then we go to the comic book store and get a frozen pizza. And so he would get me like X-Men or Flash or Superman or something like that. I was really into X-Men, for a while. So I've been reading comics, or I've been collecting comics since I was like 4 or 5. I've been really reading them, obviously, because you look at them when little ones look at them, we look at the pictures,
Pictures, right?
But I know a lot of the origin stories of a bunch of Marvel characters and DC characters. Green Lantern was my favorite. Like Kyle Rayner was my favorite for a long, long time, like a long time. And then obviously, like I love Game of Thrones. I love them. I like the Marvel movies. Recently, they've been kind of less exciting than some of the earlier waves, or what do they call them?
So you're not going to go this Friday and go watch the Marvels?
I don't know. I was actually thinking about it. I need to talk to the lady. I might be on call on Friday, so maybe this weekend we'll go see it. But yeah, what she wants to see is Trolls because she's a big Justin Timberlake fan. So apparently that's not something. I don't know. Apparently you can't say that right now because of the whole book stuff. But she wants to go see Trolls, so we probably see Trolls before we see the Marvels.
It's like I have an excuse. I can take my little one to see that.
I mean, I guess I could take the stroller with the baby. I just may not actually get to watch the movie. So
wait till about 2. That's when they might hold their attention.
We'll see how that goes. Even then, but yeah,
you're talking
no, you're good. I love all that stuff. I know a lot about that stuff. My first job was working at a movie theater, so I saw a lot of different kinds of movies, not just like your blockbusters, but just other ones, that I was, I remember My Big Fat Greek Wedding being a big thing, and like stuff like that, so I'm pretty knowledgeable as far as like pop culture goes and more modern stuff, more reading, as far as movies and stuff like that. So actually my favorite movie of all time is The Crow. Like that is my favorite movie all time.
Gotcha. Number the second one was with Brandon Lee, wasn't it?
No, the first one was with Brandon Lee. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So one thing that I got an opportunity of because I've been doing this is I might get to meet James O'Barr in January, and he's the creator of The Crow. So that'd be really super cool. Hopefully that works out.
I'm sure it will. You're doing good things. Oh man. Well, that's all the questions I had. I know we kind of maybe just talk about maybe the rest of the time, just having a conversation. I mean,
sounds good, man.
We hadn't really got because you and I never really had the chance to just kind of talk like this. I mean, you did a live and we talked for a minute or two, but It's not like just kind of deep sea conversation or whatever.
Yeah, we text a lot. So yeah,
But
I don't know. Like we were watching Goosebumps right now, so like we just finished. I'm just finished episode 5. So
on Netflix,
that's what we're watching. It's on Disney. It's on Disney. What's it called? Disney
I,
Plus.
yeah. I remember the old one from the '90s. I've not watched the new ones.
Dude, I used to read all the books. Like I'm there. I'm trying to remember. I remember Night of the Living Doll really well, but I didn't remember. What is it, like Eat Worms or something like that, or Beware the
Yeah,
Reader?
not
I didn't
just
remember
not you
those,
say that.
but I remember like the
Only,
Haunted Mask. That was one of my favorite ones.
oh, that one creeped me out.
Yeah, that one kind of creeped me out back then too. I remember Night of the Living Doll, like someone like died in that, or maybe yeah, I think someone died in Night of the Living Doll, and I was like, that was a Goosebumps book too. So
I can't remember because the only time I read those was when I had to do library reports. And I kind of considered the smallest book.
I was a nerd, dude. I was like at Target, like, as if the I remember going to Target and they would have like the whole like wall of Goosebumps books, and
Oh,
if the cover art got me, I'd ask my mom, and my mom and dad were like, "You want a book? Here, take a book." Like I had a
books,
bunch of
sure.
them. Yeah, they're like, "Here, book." I used to read you remember those Young Jedi Knight books? Young Jedi?
I did not. I
Yeah,
didn't read a lot of books.
I
Being a
used to
small,
I used to read those too. So those are the ones where was the original version, like with Jason and Jaina, were the kids of Han Solo and Leia, and they were training under Luke to be Jedi. So
no,
I used to read those books too.
huh? I did not know about that.
Yeah.
Cause see, in my town, there was nothing. We didn't have a Walmart. You had to go 30 minutes to a town over to find a Walmart. There was no comic book stores, no toy stores, and so it was.
No.
Only thing I learned from my families was through TV, like Spider-Man animated series, the Batman
Yeah.
animated series, the '90s X-Men series, and I watched that. So all mine came from TV.
Yeah.
I know all the origin stuff came from comics, and that's where I kind of lacked because we didn't have comic book stores around here.
I understand that. Yeah, and like even my uncle, he grew up in a small town too. And so if they got any comic books, it was at the gas station, and it was very, very limited. So
Huh.
that's why one thing, when he came to San Antonio and he would take care of me, he would like, I want to go to the comic book store because we actually had a comic book store down the road. But yeah, I grew up too. I remember watching the X-Men anime series. I remember Batman. I remember watching Batman and X-Men for the first time actually. The funny thing is I don't remember the first time I watched Power Rangers, but I remember I watched the episode and then there was like no episodes for like 9 months or something like that. Like it was weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I remember thinking like, why did they show that one episode and didn't show anything for like a long time? And then I remember my uncle telling me when we were watching Batman the Anime series, because it was after Batman Returns came out, right? So
Right.
he told me like, yeah, it's like, a continuation of the movie. And I was like, oh, okay. And I think he was just getting that to make me watch it and be quiet and, like, so he could watch
Right.
it. And then I remember watching it, and I was like, this is so cool. Like, I remember thinking I remember it was a Catwoman episode that I was watching. That may not even be the first episode, but that's when I started watching it. I remember
Oh, you weren't too
X-Men
far.
when Morph dying in the first episode.
I don't remember that. I watched it sporadically,
No.
but the one I
Nah.
watched every day because it was time perfect. When I got home from school, Spider-Man came on.
No.
So I was like, shut up! I'm watching this for 30 minutes.
I remember when the Spider-Man toys came out at McDonald's. Like for some reason, my mom was like serious, like you're gonna get all the toys at McDonald's, and I was like, I remember like the hardest one to find was Venom.
Mm. That no, it's thing. See, McDonald's was a treat a couple times a year for us.
Yeah, my mom liked, because they used to have all the Disney toys, and my mom was a big Disney person, so she used to
Oh,
try to get like as much as those toys. So she would go like, I wouldn't even get McDonald's. Like she would like come home with a toy because she went and just like got a Happy Meal for lunch for herself or something, so she could get the toy.
nice.
Yeah.
So it starts that far back in your family. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, my mom like collected dolls and stuff like that, and she liked Disney. My dad was a big Godzilla fan, actually. So when
Ah,
when I started watching Power Rangers, he's like, "Oh, that's like Godzilla." you know. And he was like, it's the same thing, and I was like, oh, okay. So I remember he sat me down. Like they used to have like those Godzilla marathons on like I think like Turner Classic Movies or something, one of those channels or
Yeah,
something like
something
that.
like that.
Yeah, and we used to sit down and just watch Godzilla. I remember when Godzilla had like a baby, and that one was weird. Like it was just falling around like a little human child.
Baby.
Yeah, there was like a Godzilla baby movie. Yeah, it was weird.
I never got into Godzilla. I've seen the last couple newer movies, but that's about it.
I actually like the newer movies. Like I'm digging them. I like the interconnectivity between like King Kong and some of the other ones as well. I really want to. I don't know if that Apple shows came out yet, but I want to watch that as well. I think it did come out actually. I just haven't. I never check Apple TV, but I like that all that stuff. So I know there's a new movie coming out soon. I'll totally watch that too.
Yeah, maybe it's already come out when there's like 3 of them. Legendary Monsters movie. Somebody told me about that. Like they were building up to that.
Yeah, I mean, like they had the first one, and that was just like a Godzilla movie, right? And then the second one, they started like saying like, oh, this is maybe connected to something, right? And then they had the Kong movie, and then you realize like, oh, they were all connected. Like
right.
It was like Skull Island or something like that. And you realize like, oh, because they were showing like pictures of Godzilla and stuff, like on like paintings and stuff. I'm like, okay, it's all connected. So yeah, I really like it, and I really like the Godzilla versus Kong movie. I think that's really good. It was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was really good. The story they took with that was really nice. And Second Earth or whatever it was called.
Yeah, it looked really good too. I think that came out during like the pandemic and when they started releasing the movies again. And I remember thinking like you could see it for free on it was HBO Max at the time. I remember thinking like I would have totally like gone to the movies and watched that. Like that might have been better, But obviously, like I'm gonna save money if I can. If I'm already paying for one thing, I'm gonna watch the movie at home.
Oh yeah, it's pandemic and the streaming that's still, in my opinion, killed going to theaters anymore.
No,
it has to be, because I mean, I used to go watch every Marvel movie that would come out, and now it's like I'll just wait for it to come on Disney Plus,
And they come out quick too. Well, I mean, one thing I was surprised to see was like Five Nights at Freddy came out last weekend, right? And I was like, it's on Peacock, and we have Peacock, and I was like, oh, I'll just watch it on Peacock, right? And I was like, oh man, they like released it on Peacock and the theaters at the same time. I hope
did they really?
Yeah, they did. And I was like, okay, like I guess that's not gonna be good for box office. And then it won the box office last week, and I was like, so they had it streaming on Peacock, and they had it, but people still went to the theater to go see Five Nights at Freddy, which I think is like that has to be like a once in a lifetime phenomenon there. Like that's insane to me. Oh, and I know not everybody has Peacock either, but like still like.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't realize it was on there. I get taken over by kid YouTube videos, and
that's on my YouTube feed right now. Is just Miss Rachel. That's all it is on YouTube right now. So I'll have like
that's
maybe
one of the better ones.
That's the only thing the baby watches. The baby, like we've tried to put on like something else, like just kind of whatever may show up on the feed that looks educational, but she's like, nah, she don't like it. It's always Miss Rachel.
That's a good one. I've heard good things about it.
It's a lot of the songs are stuck in my head forever.
I get it. Danny Go, man.
What's that?
There's one called Danny Go.
Oh, I don't know.
It's just repetitive.
Yeah.
Oh, look into it. Yeah. You get some songs stuck in your head.
I have if you're a Miss Rachel follower, I have the Rainbow song stuck in my head all the time.
Oh.
And then Golden Sun. That's stuck in my head.
My other one didn't get into her. She's came across this Like Nastia, which has been around for several years.
What is it called?
Like Nastia.
I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something she came across one day using our Roku, because it's on the Roku channel somehow. And she's a little girl that's been on there for years doing YouTube videos with her dad. I'm like, okay. Okay. She's like, every night, like Nastia. I'm like, okay, go.
This is not. What is it? Ryan's World? At least it's not that.
Similar, I guess, but
Similar,
yeah,
yeah,
technically not it.
yeah. The guy that basically the kid that broke YouTube.
I know, I'm jealous.
Right? That's what I was thinking.
We play with toys. We don't get any kind of
Right? We
followers.
totally like, yeah. Why don't we get sponsored?
Exactly. Oh man. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to think here. What was I going to say? Uh, Power Rangers. I mean, what do you? I know how it is for toys. What do you? Or probably movies and not movies, but TV show.
Yeah.
What do you? I mean, what are you hoping to see when things come back?
Like for Power Rangers or just in general?
Just Power Rangers in general. I mean, TV or toys or I mean, I guess more TV. What are you hoping to see?
I I mean, I think they're already working on it, but House of Dragon, that's probably the one I'm waiting the most, like on TV and seeing to come out. Like I know the Power Rangers reboot. It's just like we have like so very little news on like what is going on with the Power Rangers reboot. Like we've heard rumors and we've almost had sort of confirmed rumors about that, but I'm very concerned about um the longer the strike goes on, stuff like that, the more time they're not working on it, and the more time that lapses, so they're not working on Power Rangers and stuff like that. But um, I know a lot of people don't want to see Power Rangers change, like the show change, because they want it to be the way it is forever. And the reality is like if it doesn't evolve, it's not going to stay around. You know what I mean? Like I know it's been around for 30 years, but like we're really pushing really pushing it now. Like, it's clearly not what it used to be or what it is. It's gotten better because it's been a better show recently, but if it doesn't, it's not going to be that phenomenon that people want it to be like it was in the 90s unless it grows, so them doing
Right.
something more like a Riverdale tone or like a CW tone show is like I'm okay with that. One thing I wish they would have done or is do a reboot but also continue the kids show and maybe just do an animated kids show, something like Teen Titans Go
Yeah.
or something like that, like just have something there for kids because traditionally Power Rangers has always been for children. So I'm not that guy that's like you're making Power Rangers for me. No, I've always understood that every single season has been aimed at boys for ages 4 to 11. That's always been their target. I've just been, oh, I like that too, and I've been kind of along for the ride. Um, as far as the hiatus, like so I don't know. I need to talk to. I think one of my friends, Archer from Nerd Affiliated. He's more
Yeah.
into the business sides of things, and he's the kind of guy that goes like on CNBC or whatever that CNET or whatever. Like he watches
Oh,
stocks and he watches all that stuff.
okay.
And he actually listened to the actual investor call for Hasbro, and he actually thinks that they're more supportive of Power Rangers now than they actually claim to be, and therefore that may actually be positive for Power Rangers later on. So if by what he's saying is true, and I may talk about it later because it's kind of confusing, but if he's saying what he thinks it is that this hiatus really truly is a hiatus, and when they get the overhead back on some other stuff that they're waiting to get the money back from that they were losing
Hmm.
on, that the line will come back strong, and I'm hoping it does come back strong, and I'm hoping we continue to get Power Rangers things and obviously like it sells like I don't know, people thinks it doesn't sell well, but it actually does sell okay. It's just that they overproduce. So, they
Hmm.
actually get good sales on what overall number. It's just and like if they've been putting out way too much stuff. So whether it be like too many figures or maybe like literally too many units of one figure, you know what I mean? So um but we'll see. I mean, we'll see how I think in about 6 months we'll start to get an idea of where it's going to go. And the question is whether we get some of the things that we've been rumored to be getting. We'll see
All right.
how that goes. Other stuff I want to, I really don't know what like Marvel is doing right now. Like as far as like what, it doesn't seem like there's a cohesive plan right now for Marvel, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah, the strike's kind of killing all their plans.
Was that?
But it seems like the strike's killing all their laid out plans.
Yeah, I mean that, and like the whole Jonathan Majors thing, like him having his personal issues, and just it doesn't seem like they're putting, I don't want to say the effort, but putting the work in like they used to, like for the old movies. And maybe it's because it's oversaturation or something like that. But it just doesn't, like, during the whole Thanos saga, like we could see the direction they were going. We're like, okay. And even when they're introducing something, even though we have an idea of what it might be, like it was still like they did it. You know what I mean? And now it's just like, maybe because of Endgame, because of like all those holy crap moments that we had of Endgame, we're almost like, if we don't get that big cameo or that big like oh my god moment, then it sucks, right? And I'm like,
right.
And I think that's what Marvel did to itself essentially. But I don't know what. I just wanted to get better. Like the shows have not been good lately, and the movies have not really been too good. Like I can't even think of the last Marvel movie that I saw or that came out. Like it's not that memorable, So maybe Doctor Strange or Thor, one of those two. I can't remember exactly. So there's got to be another one.
I wasn't a fan of that last Doctor Strange. It was too gory.
It was okay. I mean, it was Sam Raimi directed it, and if he literally has a movie about an evil book where someone reads stuff out of it and zombies come out, and it's called Evil Dead, but he did the same thing again for Doctor Strange. He just made Evil Dead into Doctor Strange too. Like I don't get it. Like he does the same thing over and over and over, unless it's Spider-Man. So I don't know.
We'll see. Yeah. We won't talk about Spider-Man. He disappointed me, third one, but yeah, and with Power Rangers, their thing is always to sell toys.
Yeah,
that's why cartoons exist. That's why shows like that exist, and even Saban said, his thing behind it was to sell toys. So I'm just curious to see what path they'll take to still. I could see them with what you're saying, do an animated series to appeal to the kids, still sell the toys, and make it something else for us, older generation that followed it from the beginning. That we'll buy the more expensive, lines like the Lightning Collection and hopefully someday that HasLab that may or may not ever happen.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I have no clue what's going on anymore. So
I know when you know, so that's when I find out. You're my Power Ranger guy.
Yeah, I mean, even when I know, other people know. So I mean, I feel like even if I'm reporting it, like I'm still the last one to know most of the time. But yeah, I mean, like we're rumored to get the HasLab and the Yellow Ranger helmet and stuff like that, and they may just stagger them next year so they have something to release, which would be a smart idea. So it doesn't seem like there's nothing all the time, you know what I mean? But I think for them to get to the point where they're doing multiple shows, like one for kids and one for older audience, like this reboot has to do really well. Like we saw Marvel do really well with their movies, right? Which led to them making multiple animated shows for kids, and literally there was that Marvel superhero show like for little kids, like toddlers and stuff. Like there's multiple different projects going on, and I think Hasbro feels, I don't know if Hasbro understands Power Rangers, but I feel like they feel that Power Rangers could be that sort of like that again. You know what I mean? But they have to build it up. So, I obviously have done some things well because they still have Transformers movies, whether they're good or not, but they continuously have Transformers movies. They have continuously had Transformers animated shows, like different animated shows at the same time, and so like they're willing to put the work. They're willing to put in the work for a brand, but they got to show like a return on it. You know what I mean? And it doesn't necessarily mean it's just that people got to be interested in it, and people got to be spending their money on it. If they're spending their money on it, they're going to make more.
for sure. It's definitely something to think about. I'm
Yeah.
just curious to see what the next year holds.
Yeah, I think next year will be really interesting to see for the Power Rangers brand. I think it'll actually be really interesting to see for a lot of the toy brands under Hasbro and how they treat stuff, because they're obviously, their profits were a lot lower, this year than they wanted to be. Like they still made profit, right? But they still are not making what they projected to make. So what are they going to do to correct course? So it'll be interesting to see what they do. Obviously, like we know that they walked back on the windowless packaging because they're starting to release those again. So we're seeing them with Star Wars figures that are already coming out and they have windows again. And Marvel Legends, we have windows again, like now, like in stores, new figures that have windows. So they do obviously are willing to course correct. We'll be see what they do for everything else.
For sure. Well, there is a few things come out next year. Like, wasn't the 3-0 Putty and Zeo supposed to come out next year? And
Yeah.
of course, the re-releases of the helmets and the Dragon Daggers come out first quarter.
And
they're going to get some stuff come in, but
yeah, they'll license their stuff out. They don't have an issue. Like, here, you pay us money and you do the work. Yeah, you do. Like, they're totally cool with that. And you know what?
Sure.
I saw those 3-0 figures in person at a comic store for the first time. I've never seen a 3-0 figure in person, and because I pre-ordered the Green Ranger, there's a new batch coming out, and I pre-ordered the Green Ranger, and I saw it, and I was like, holy crap! Like these look amazing. Like, and then I was like, maybe I should get all of them. I didn't. I still am only getting the Green Ranger, but like just to see them there, like they're really beautiful, well done figures. So.
Yeah, just the pictures, they look really good.
I just can't get on those Super 7 Ultimates. Like every time I think about buying one, I'm just like, I don't think so.
The only thing I like that Super 7 has done that Hasbro hasn't is they put the Kimberly head with the Rita figure.
They've done that.
You missed out on that one, Hasbro. You could have done that. You had both elements.
Yeah, they did good on that. I agree. But a lot of their head sculpts look so weird and strange. Like they send out the digital renders. But those are digital renders too. I really want to see what the final product look like.
No, that's true. So we'll see.
Yeah,
so that's coming out what, April-ish, I think.
I honestly didn't pre-order them. I'll wait till I'll probably wait to see if they actually release, because right now Super 7 actually canceled some figures that didn't get enough pre-orders. So if they if the Bulk and Skull release, I want to see them and then probably get them at a lower price, and then I'll maybe buy them just because they're the first.
Oh, that'd be something different to have.
Yeah.
Of course, because they actually go to some conventions, so it'd be kind of cool to have their own figure finally after all these years, because they were just part of the main cast as the other 6
for sure. Yeah, and I mean, they technically, if you want to get technical, they did have those little mini figures that back in the day, so they've had figures of them before, but obviously they're like there's no face on them or really anything like that. So like this is the first like fully articulated like actual action figure that they're actually getting. And I'm sure like I didn't even think about that, like to get that just so they can have them I bet you they're elated about that. I would be for sure.
Oh yeah, finally getting the recognition they deserve.
Yeah, man. I mean like
they were the constant all the way through Turbo. I mean,
in space. I mean, they were pretty constant in Turbo, and they were in space as well. So, they were there, Countdown to Destruction. First episode to that. Yeah, and they were a little bit in Lost Galaxy, or Bulk was like a little bit, and then
doctor or whatever it was.
Yeah, that professor. Yeah, but yeah, I mean they definitely deserve that recognition for sure.
For sure, I'm hoping things work out where I can go to Ranger Stop in Atlanta next year. So,
oh man, I already know I can't go. That sucks.
Well, I think the ultimate goal for both of us is Morphicon in Pasadena.
Yeah, we'll see. I really want to do that. That'd be cool if I get opportunity to do that. That'd be cool.
Maybe the next 2-year round for me.
I really want to try to I'm really trying to see if I can go next year, but we'll see how it goes. If I go, like I want to do a thing where like I somehow involve my daughter in it a little bit, because she'll be a little bit older, but like, you know, maybe bring her and go like to Disneyland or something. Just do some, you know, like try to get
Yeah.
a kid's like a family vacation out of it. But
Right.
that's gonna be the hard part, because I don't think I could tell my lady, like, I'm gonna go to California for 5 days by myself and then come home and you take care of the baby while I'm gone. There's no way that's gonna work. You know what I mean? So
I understand completely.
I got to figure out a way to incorporate everybody, and without her, you know, having to stay at the hotel because she doesn't want to be with a baby at a con or something like that. You know?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
Oh, hopefully, I want to, because I really want to do MorphCon. I think this year would be, or the upcoming year is going to be super interesting with everything that's kind of been going on and not going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Curious to see how they do things.
Exactly.
All right, D. Well, we're coming up on close to an hour. I don't want to keep
You
you
might have
too
frozen.
long. So,
Are you back? I think you're back.
I never. Hey, I'm not just Timberlake.
It's awesome.
All right, but D, I call you D affectionately. We're coming up on an hour. I don't want to keep you too long. I know it's getting late for both of us.
All right.
I just want to appreciate being my first real kind of guest coming on here and, you know, kind of just talking with me and having a conversation. You know, it's been nice. This again, like I said in the beginning, it's been the goal of how I want to develop, is bring people on and just have a conversation.
Yeah, man,
And
it's
you
been
know,
fun.
and it helps me to learn the other fandoms out there, because I don't know a lot about everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's, and not only that, like you say, it'll help you grow and be just more knowledgeable and more awesome than you already are.
Well, you know, I got the shirt.
But thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it. It's been fun.
Yes, sir. Well, you have a great night. I appreciate your time.
All right, later, man.
You got to do it. You got to sign us out.
All right, guys. Let us know in the comments what you guys think about this one-on-one me and Maddie had. Let us know in the comments, and y'all know what time it is. It's morphin' time.
It's more than time.